Okay, with RTX on, the river looks great. So if you guys are curious, that's actually a giant pond over there that we haven't replaced the bottom of yet. So it's just the white snow. And from here, it looks just like a bright white pond. We replaced that little area with light blue wool, and then this is cyan. And I think that came out phenomenally. What's up, guys? Kinger IV here, back with another video. Now, unfortunately, I have been out of town all week and have not had a chance to stream, but if you were here in Sunday's stream, we started working on this biome. Now, it doesn't look like much. However, when it is completed, this is going to be our jungle biome when it's all said and done. Now, I can't go live again tonight on Friday night because I have plans with family and friends, so I figured I would record another short form episode for both TikTok and YouTube. You guys seem to really like the last one, and yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna finish this biome up real quick, about 10-15 minute video, and I will see you guys either Saturday night or Sunday for our normal live stream. Now, the first thing I need to do is grab lots of cyan wool, because if you guys don't remember, we finished up the last stream talking about filling in underside of these rivers. So we went with light blue here, and it looks unique for the flower forest. Going to do the same, without fail. It's going to rain on ClockCraft when I go to record, without fail. Anyways, we're going to do the same light blue for the cherry blossom that we're doing here for the flower forest, but for the jungle, I wanted kind of a warmer looking blue, so that's why we're going with the teal. Or cyan, I guess this is cyan. So now I'm just gonna sit here and slowly fill in our river, and it looks like it's almost nighttime, so I should, yes, be able to sleep and get rid of the rain. So I will see you guys in the morning. So much nicer when it's sunny out on ClockCraft and not pouring rain, which again is like all the time. Anyways, I'm going to continue filling in the river bottom with the wool, and I will cut you guys back in when I have an update. I'm glad I waited, or I'm deciding to do this in video form, because after being out of town for a week, I am misclicking blocks like crazy, and you guys would give me a hard time on stream if I was doing this live. I have, it's been quite a few misclick blocks, but I'm getting it done a little, oh, as I can't place blocks right there. I'm a long-term Minecraft player. I promise. I'm somewhat good at this game. I can place blocks. So a little update on how my trip went. It was a great work trip. I got a lot of things done. However, I got stuck at the airport for over 7 hours. Yesterday, I was stuck flying or trying to travel for almost 16 hours, which isn't the worst, but also wholly just misery being stuck at the airport for extended periods of time. And it was not only me, it was a whole bunch of flights got delayed, so there was like nowhere to sit. All of the charge spots were taken up, all of the restaurants were packed, and it's $12 for a beer in the airport. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I had French fries and a beer because I was starving. It was $12 for the beer and $3 for the French fries. Make that make sense somehow. I don't. It's ridiculous. So I kind of enjoyed making the last short form video. I know I'm not much of a video editor, but I kind of like these little. I kind of have my system where I'm just doing like short little clips, and then I make sure that they stay in order, and then I just, quickly throw an edit on them. It's kind of enjoyable. Like I said, I know I have complained and complained and complained about making videos forever and how I'd much rather live stream, and I still would much rather live stream. However, I don't know if I am excited. I don't know the correct emotion. I am disliking this less than I used to. It's a different way of playing. I've played Minecraft so much for the last year and a half now live, where it feels weird to be building stuff and not talking to anyone. However, it's kind of nice. I have my music going, I'm sipping my coffee, and I'm doing these short little quip videos. Don't get me wrong, I still prefer streaming over making videos. However, I don't dislike this as much as I used to. So if you guys are enjoying these little short form videos, let me know down in the comments, because if you guys like them, I don't dislike making them, and it's a good way to keep those engaged who, don't have the time to sit through a 3 or 4 hour live stream. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you like these little, 10 to 15 minute long videos. And just like that, all of our wool is now in. So if we take a little fly up and look down, got the whole river filled in. And the Endermen have just been killing me also. They just keep stealing dirt blocks. We love Endermen around here. Anyways, got all of the wool in. Hi, little guy. Now it's just time to put the water in. I think I'm going to put the sand in first because we need sand on the edges of the riverbanks and then the water. Now I should have a whole bunch of sand in here. I have a bunch of shulkers. Is this... We'll just take a whole shulker. Knowing me, I'll use those 3 stacks and I'll have like 10 left. So I'm just going to take a whole shulker real quick. So now all I'm doing is just going along the edge of our grass and placing in some sand because this will be the edge of the river. Now I probably could have left snow and not put sand on top of our wool, but I didn't think to do that beforehand, so now this is what it's gonna have to be. Just running sand along the edge. Like so. I might also knock back, like, you know, bring like this area back a little bit with some more sand, just to give it a little bit more, you know, depth. So it doesn't look like it's just the edge of the river gets all of the sand. It kind of has a little bit more depth to the, okay, I did not cut that. A little bit more depth to it. And then take, like, this corner off. So it kind of brings into a little bit sandier of a beach, and then it goes back around, like so. Something like that. I'll probably keep these edges straight down through, though. I don't want to whittle away too much of the actual grass and whittle away too much of the river. So I got my sand in. I could clean up that corner right there. I was going to take a look back at it and judge, but I can already see that this corner needs a little bit more of a rounded edge, which probably means giving these something like that. All right, fly back up and look. As soon as I clicked record, I'm like, nope, there's a block missing there. Yeah, that looks better. So now we got our river coming in, serpentines back around, and goes through there. So let's go ahead and grab some ice and get the water in. Now, you guys always question me why I use ice instead of water or water buckets. I just found it's so much easier to place in ice blocks and then go back through and break them with a non-silk touch pickaxe. It's basically a placeable water source. So I could do this with buckets and bucket over and over and over and over and over again to get all the way through, or I just place down a stack or so of ice blocks and then run back through and break them, and it's just so much easier that way. Also, what's nice about using ice blocks is once you place them all in, you kind of can just go through and like decipher where you need to place in another source block to have it start turning into solid water, which it looks like we're getting closer and closer. One right here, just down in these corners. Break those. Just give a little check through our river here. Break that one. That fixes this area. And then do right here and break. And that should finish us off. All right, sweet. So now all of our water is in. Now to just go get our trees, bamboo, and shrubbery. The question is going to be, do I have any jungle trees in storage? Now, I know I have tons of bamboo at the industrial district, but it's going to come down to, do I have jungle leaves and jungle saplings and all of that? So jungle, that's dark oak. Jungle. Where would I... Do I not have a sorter for jungle in here? Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm blind. Okay, I have a few saplings and a few leaves. That is not nearly enough to do what I need to do. So bamboo-wise, I have plenty of bamboo to plant. All right, I'm going to take a quick trip to spawn and go raid my stashes at spawn. There should be more jungle leaves there. Now, I normally keep a stash of, like, jungle stuff here. Jungle leaves, oak leaves. Okay, few jungle leaves, jungle sapling. Hopefully, I have more than this. A lot of dark oak, a lot of birch. All right, I do have some jungle leaves. That's good to see. Another sapling. Is there anything in this top one? Okay, I am hurting. Did I, like, dump any in here? Okay, we definitely need melons to plant around. More saplings. Generic junk. Anything in this one? Nope. Anything in this one? No. All right. Double check one more time. Saplings. I don't see any. There's probably some staring me right in my face, and you guys are gonna be like, Kinger, it's right there. Okay, I can't see them. All right, one more place to check. I gotta clean up my chest monsters at spawn at some point. It's getting to be a problem. Also, I really, really need to update the map. All right, jungle leaves. I know me. I use jungle leaves to build hide and seek, and this was the chest monster I was working out of for hide and seek. So if there's gonna be any extras, they're gonna be in here. But it does not look like I am gonna get lucky. Also, I probably should sort these chests at some time. All right, a few more jungle leaves. Maybe. Maybe. I don't see us getting lucky. And then any in here. No, okay, so we might need to grow a couple trees and destroy them for leaves before we go forward with actually building this stuff, because I use... Is this updated? Yeah, it's updated. I use jungle leaves a lot. Now, I do have a bunch of melons at the industrial district, but I feel like it's more par for the course for a jungle biome if I actually harvest some naturally grown jungle melons. Also, we need cocoa beans while we're here, because I'll have to sporadically place those around. So just grab some cocoa beans that we see. I don't think I have a cocoa bean farm. Of all the things I have farms for, I don't have, like, cocoa beans. There might be some. Actually, let's check the starter base. I may have grown some cocoa beans there when we first started, but we'll check. Let's run over there real quick. This jungle wood wall leads me to believe at some point or another I was growing cocoa beans, but it does not look like I either replanted them or cleared them out when we cleared this area out. So we might be out of luck there. We might be farming cocoa beans in the future for no other reason other than to place down cocoa beans in the biome, because we can just buy cookies from villagers. I was considering growing a bunch of trees and then cutting them down, then I realized a short distance from the base there's this untouched jungle biome, and I'm gonna touch it. I've got my fortune farming tool and my silk farming tool, so I'm gonna grab up some leaves real quick just for the small shrubberies that we gotta place, and then once I get enough leaves stocked up, we're gonna fortune it to get a bunch of trees, and then we should be good to, or not trees, saplings, then I should be good to actually go and, you know, build the biome. Also, I know that's rated, but I just realized there's a desert well over there, and I don't think I've done anything with archaeology this entire season of ClockCraft. I don't even think I have a brush made, but that should cover us in leaves at least. So I'm going to cut this tree down, use my fortune farming tool on these to get more saplings, and then, yeah, I'll cut you guys back in when we're actually working on the biome. Now, it may disappoint some of you, but I'm not planning on doing the big jungle trees. I want to do, like, just these little regular, kind of like sparse jungle trees throughout the jungle biome. We're also going to do bamboo and stuff like that, but I don't want, you know, a bunch of really, really tall trees simply because they're going to overpower the biomes around them. It's the same thing we're doing for, like, the taiga biome. When we do the spruce taiga, I'm not going to do the huge spruce trees. I'll probably grow 2x2 trees, but I also will limit them to, like, how tall they're going to be. I don't want, you know, very, very large. It's a balance, right? These biomes need to be, you know, a certain size and look a certain way, but if they're too done up, too crazy, then it is too much. So just sticking with the sparse jungle look, where there's trees here and there, and then we'll put in the little bushes and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these trees in. I might not have enough saplings, so we may have to go ahead and go back through and, you know, destroy a couple trees to make sure that we get a couple more saplings. We'll see how it looks with these ones done up, and if it is too sparse of a sparse jungle, we'll add more trees. So this is what it looks like so far with just the trees I've placed in. I think I'm gonna need a couple more trees like back in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and place in our shrubbery, also patch the holes, add in some like grass on the ground, and add in the bamboo, and then I will cut you guys back when that's all done, and then we can take a look at it. So I've got all of the grass in, I've got the bamboo in, I've got the trees in, sugarcane is in, I even went and checked the other biomes. Oh, melons are in, they even have yellow flowers pop up, cocoa beans are in. I think that concludes the jungle edge, bamboo jungle edge biome all complete. I am upset that it's not the, very saturated green that the jungle normally is. However, I think just the, pure amount of things is making up that difference. So if I fly up here and look down, this is what it looks like from up top. Obviously, I was flying around patching Enderman holes before hitting record. Apparently I missed some, so we're gonna have to fix a few. Anyways, once the bamboo grows up, it'll look a little bit different, but for right now, I think this looks great. I'm going to go ahead and grab RTX so I can shoot the outro, and we'll also be able to see what the river looks like with the cyan wool underneath. So I will be right back in RTX. Okay, with RTX on, the river looks great. So if you guys are curious, that's actually a giant pond over there that we haven't replaced the bottom of yet. So it's just the white snow, and from here it looks just like a bright white pond. We replaced that little area with light blue wool, and then this is cyan, and I think that came out phenomenally. What's it look like from down here? So down in the RTX, it looks really bright for some reason. I'm gonna reset my RTX pack real quick. I will be right back. Okay, reloading in, and now it looks more normal. It's still really chunky. The sun must be right above us. Yeah, that's what it is. So we've got the flower forest biome that then feeds into our jungle biome over here with our nice blue lagoon looking water, because you got the waviness of the wool underneath the water, and that just looks great. I'm thinking thumbnail maybe like right here, kind of lagoon-ish. You got the sun. Granted, I'll have to, by the time this video is done, I'll have to figure out a different angle, but that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little 0.5 episode. Sorry I couldn't go live tonight, but I will be live on Sunday. If you haven't already, like and follow here on TikTok, or like and subscribe if you're over on YouTube. This will be posted on both. I appreciate each and every one of you. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, tell someone you love them, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.